waiting in line. But many of them have been substantive. They have as their intent to make it more difficult for people to vote.
And Mark, in the report, the year's equality index showed that black people only get 73.9% of the so-called American pie that white people enjoy. What does that pie entail, and why do you think that number comes through that way?
Diane, what this index shows is that these differentials are almost in suspended animation. They remain almost fixed, with black people functioning almost as a caboose. So sometimes conditions improve, but then conditions for white Americans improve, and the differential remains the same. This is one of the most important dynamics of American life. This gap, and it runs the gamut. It's in health, it's in education, it's in jobs, and it also impacts Latinos. We don't have the Latino numbers, but they index very closely to where African Americans are. And for a nation to become a multicultural democracy in the 21st century, these gaps must be closed so that every human being can fully participate in the American dream. That's what this is about.
So, Mark, when you looked at these results, what in the report stood out to you the most?
I think what stood out when we really looked at the results, Diane, is the nature of this campaign to undermine democracy, how extensive it is, how far ranging it is, how consistent it's been, and how so much of it has gone on sort of behind the veil. You see the results, but you don't see the money and the people and the organizational effort behind it. And it is pernicious because right now we as a nation are trying to support and sustain democracy in Ukraine. Well, we have to do it here at home. We have to protect the right to vote here at home as well as in Ukraine. And so this principle
All right. So my question is, can the younger generation also chime in?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so can the younger generation also chime in and say, "Hey, this is what I think we should do," and how about going about and doing it? Is that a thing where is it only the elderly or the older persons that gets the the thought process on how to go forward with things when it comes to planning for families and businesses sticking together and
Well,
grooming
see,
and
we
growing
again,
that name?
again, right there. Again, talking the plan in the family between really two families, and that's where we fail. We lost the idea of what it really means to not just pair bond, but to bond in pair. You don't take. I don't want to get too literal, but you can't just. We gotta be better planners. Even the plant itself is an example of that. You can't put avocado and all these different type of vegetable seeds and stuff in the fruit pie. You have to separate in a timely fashion. You have to do things. You have to sow correctly, and then it go in too. But see, people just want to just throw it out anywhere and just say, "Okay, here we go," and then put that responsibility, because remember, it's a responsibility. You know, and it's something that it's not just a responsibility; it's more greater than you can even think of.
So when do you
You
think we
can't.
might be able to get to that point? I mean, when and where do we start? And if so, how?
You start first of all in the mirror, and like I said, you can't look at no one else. If anything, you can encourage one, and that whole thing is courage alone. It's you can't teach one to have courage. That's a self thing. I can encourage you. I can put I can put the what they call the fear of the Lord in you, but only you can truly fear.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I can give you all types of nightmarish tales. Whatever. I remember when I was growing up, they would play or it's real. They would do like tell you the weekly news. How many people died in the club this week or something like that. You get that on you go to school, they'll tell you that, and so that'll kind of be a deterrent for making you want to go out and party. They will tell you they'll give you, hey, this was just happened at the so and so. You're like, wow, I could have been there, but look at the vision too. You gotta also look into self. You know?
Okay, thank you. I do appreciate you answering that for me. So the question is, why Black families have become the lowest on totem poles of families who stick together?
Then you got also, when I think of the totem pole, first off, totem pole is if you really think about the totem pole, I believe it's a black Negro thing, Native American thing in the first place. So first off, the creation of the totem pole and the idea of it all comes from the black man and the black woman. And the spirits that we can understand that we've forgotten. Number one. That's why, you've forgotten that whole idea of the totem pole in the first place. But
Okay. Well, sweetheart,
but
we're going to go ahead and move on to the next agenda or the next topic, shall I say? And the next topic is personal versus personnel. And what I mean by that is, when does it matter? You know, what right looks like on paper is not what right look like is in front of you. That person in front of you can be an extremely nasty person, and I have here a letter from an anonymous person, and it's called the Indigenous Her letter. And it's quite lengthy, but I'm going to give you the short and put together of it. So she says, there she was at an organization on the 25th floor at a vending event. She is a vendor and she sells products, products similar to ours, Indigenous herb products. And there were a slew of people in there, diverse, upscale, and a lady and a gentleman walks up to her. They're a married couple, and the lady is looking at her, looking at the product. The man is taking a look at the product and was like, "Oh, this is not bad." You know, they look very upscale, so they're dressed for the 99s, shall I say. And she turns her nose up at the vendor, and then she moves to another vendor, and she does the same thing. Her husband sees her husband sees her making that gesture and decides to purchase from that vendor. So I only say that to say that the person versus the personnel, they look immaculate on paper because they look well beyond look 150K, 200K a year, dressed up to par, watch, chain, diamonds, the whole nine. But she's frowned her face upon this vendor who she doesn't even know, and a vendor that's just simply trying to make a living. So
I can just hear how it sounded,
mhm.
And it's easy to read. You gotta understand too, people like that, and anybody like that, you cannot think of yourself in any type of way. You just gotta think better anyway. Anybody who comes in a situation, anybody. So I think that was formed in I think we call it bourgeois around here or something like that.
Bourgeois.
You can't think yourself better than nobody because at the end of the day, we're all captives. You gotta understand. I'm captives like that. I mean, we all captives some type of way. You gotta think. No one's better than anybody. You have to perform better, think better, do better. Can't. Me personally, I don't think those are real girly terms because I sound like some females because females do that. You gotta think like, no, I don't like that.
Right.
Even if you're dressed and even if you're walking and I'm driving or vice versa. I mean, you're gonna be happy you're walking because I know some people probably are in a real nice car but don't have any legs. They can't even move. So it's like an oxymoron. You got a real fancy car, but you can't even get out and walk. Or you got all this money, you can't even get out of the van. So don't ever think nothing. She might have been in a bad mood. Who cares what mood she's in? Because what is your mood?
Right. So as a vendor, and to all my vendors out there, I see you. And I know what it takes to get that car out, to get all of that stuff done for the week and have everything ready and prepared. But don't let no one treat you less than, especially when they don't even know who you are and or what you do. Because pretty much, that's a hobby for most vendors, from what I understand, from what I've seen. I've met teachers, doctors, lawyers. I've met a slew of vendors whose that's their secondary, actually tertiary job. So for someone to turn their nose up at someone, it just seems a little out of whack. And that's why I put personal versus personnel.
I'm say again, with any situation, I don't, I'm telling you, you cannot sit back and, for me personally, I got enough stuff going on. If you can't think to yourself and say, hey, what am I need to do better to get this person? I haven't been a person not even meant. Some things some stuff you may not even want in the hands of, a real good person, a real good business person don't want their hand business on everything. Everybody can't get a Ferrari. You understand what I'm saying? So just think of it like that. She might not have been in that. She didn't make a look at it. You can showcase it, but just think of it like that. I don't care what it is. She may have a bald head. You got to think too on what people are, is bigger than you. And the fact that someone can even personalize something, I despise because I don't like it.
I got to be personal. I don't like nobody, you know, all sad about something somebody else is doing. Because I got my own, you know, you got to think like, who gives a shit? You got our own problem. You got to think like that, you know. And she may truly sad. That's what some people really might think they got it going on, but they really deprives, you know, something else. And my feet might hurt real bad, you know. You might got a corn the size of a heel on a front toe. You don't know what's going on with it. You might just think, and it could be internal.
Okay.
Anybody. That's why I don't think it could be better than nobody who try to do the best by everybody.
Right.
And expect that in return. If I don't get that in return, so be it.
So that's the number one rule right there. Treat those as you like to be treated, right?
But expect the worst from everyone until they show better.
Okay. All right. So moving on to the next topic. Suicide prevention and its unforeseen signs. So lately, we've been seeing, hearing, viewing a slew of information and death as it pertains to suicide.
We get on the topic. Because with that soul situation, I can say for whoever listens, quit being sad, straighten the hell up. And if you got to, jack the hell off. Do something else, man. God damn. Ain't got to be that sad about it. You got to go out here and prevent life, especially your own life. So think twice and do better. And shut up. Because I don't like to hear no sad news, sad tales. Think to do better for yourself and for whatever. I don't know what's going on. Because there's nothing too sad that's really that sad. All right? You got all type of different scenarios you can take place in action. All right?
Okay, well, that was the more harsher answer, and that's fine. You're allowed to have your opinion. But my thing is, you know, seek someone to talk to. Excuse me, sir. Sir.
That's a good answer. That's the
Sir,
answer.
I'm gonna cut you off if you continue to cut me off. So relax, and I will talk now. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate that. So, like I was saying, that was a little bit more on the harsher tone of things, but in my opinion, I feel like, hey, if you are an overcomer, and I know that you can bounce back. I am the resilient queen. Okay, so I must say that talk to somebody, reach out to someone, shoot, call that number right there. I'd love to talk. I like to bring in the positive side of things and just discuss. Maybe we can peel the onion back and decide what is the problem. And what you think is the problem sometimes may not even be the problem. Maybe you just need to talk it out so that you can decipher it, and boom, you got a solution, right? And then you go ahead and you plan out your solution, and then you just jump over that. You're resilient, you push through the tough times. Yes, sir.
Like I was saying earlier, I expect better from each and every one of you. I don't care who you are. Because first off, whoever is listening to me fought hard to get on this planet, whether you believe that or not. Make it through and walk on these planes. You came a long way. So straighten up, shut up, and get up, and straighten up. What you got to do, man? I mean, sometimes.
Hey, we have another caller. Yes. If you can, go ahead and click off the line, and then just talk to me on the messenger. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so what I gotta do is click off what?
Click off the live.
Click off the live. Call you back like this is what I know. That's it.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Call me back like that. All right. Have a little bit of technical difficulties there, but my caller will be calling back in. And yeah, like I was saying, I would love to hear from you. If you are going through anything at this moment, place, and time, give me a call. We can pray together. We can plan it out. We can discuss it. We can talk it out. You know, I can lead you to some therapy places, some counseling. There's ways ahead, you know. So don't be ashamed and don't feel bad. Just holler at your girl. I'll help you through it. God, pardon me. I'm having a little technical. I'm gonna get it down packed though. I'm still on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think I might stick Friday in there, but it all depends. Get my caller back on here. Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you well.
Okay. So the question of the hour, one of them was, I hear an echo. Okay.
Now you still hear the echo?
No, I don't. Good stuff. Actually, I do. Okay. Alice, this is what I'm gonna do. So one of the questions was why Black families have become the lowest on the totem pole of families that who sticks together. I really like what you're saying, but I cannot hear you. And it's an echo on my end. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you the stream part. Whew. Jesus. Okay, let's see. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and go to commercial while I get this together with my caller, because it sounds like she has something really important to say. So we're going to take a 2-minute commercial and we'll be right back. All right. And we're back. So yeah, Allison, if you're out there, please call 862-812-8846. I say again, 862-812-8846. So we had just finished up discussing why Black families have become the lowest on the totem pole of families who stick together. Also, we had an Indigenous Her letter from a lady that was a vendor who had an encounter with a married couple who the female stunned her nose up at the table, and the male was like, "Hey, I'm going to purchase a product from this young lady, okay, just because of how you're acting right now." So, and that was our personal versus personnel. Where when does it matter? Looking good and excellent as a couple on paper and everything, or just being a good person in life you know as we move on into our greater part of the evening, which is suicide prevention and its unforeseen sign. um, I had a caller just drop. I hope she does call back in. But as we discussed, what are the signs? Is it that person that's just trying something new, or that person that's doing something different, or that person just not wanting to do anything at all. Um, I had, a friend, someone tell me, after work, they just want to get in the bed and that's it, you know, or they're up all hours of the night, you know. Sometimes those are not signs, and sometimes they are. So we have to get down to the bottom of it, At what point is it too much to ask, hey, is all is well? Or do you just say, hey, it's none of my business, so I don't really care? You know, um, I think we have to become a little bit more compassionate as a people. We've gotten so angry and so mean and nasty with each other. Everything makes everybody tick at this point. And mental health is a true issue. Um, Tackling it and getting it to a point where we can understand one another, whether it's at the grocery store, in the mall, just pushing forward for positivity. You don't always have to scream and yell. You don't always have to have your face all upside down because somebody ticked you off. You don't know what that person is going through, and you don't know what it is that you know they can assist you with. So please, tomorrow wake up and be sweet, be kind, be nice, um and think before you just snap on someone. To include customer service representative over the phone. Yeah. Ooh wee. And sometimes you got to just revert back and say, hey, would it benefit me any if I spent extra time yelling and screaming and cursing and carrying on? No, I'm just tiring myself out, right? So it doesn't, the moment is there, and then you have to overcome that moment. So think twice before you start getting on someone about something. Sometimes they don't even have a clue that you're angry with them. Right. So we pretty much had our business highlight for the evening. Congratulations, True Grits. We will be out there in Soda City February 18th. I look forward to speaking with you guys on Thursday. So today's the 7th. So let's go with, yeah, Thursday, the 9th. And I'm bringing some more topics. If you guys have any other topics, please hit me up on 862-812-8846 or natawatcorporation@gmail.com. All right. And please like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. I'm trying to grow my channel and chime in, share, share, share. And if you just give me some more topics, give me some more stuff, on here, I'm going to get my whole situation all together and we're going to enjoy ourselves. All right. So be blessed, no stress, and maintain this progress because we got a lot of work to do. Okay. Thank you. Mwah. Good night.